This idea of functional storytelling has 3 steps. First is to know that every human is capable of good storytelling. You just need the right stories, you need practice, you need a little bit of help. But anybody can be a good storyteller. 2 is to write down your stories. Write them down. Something funny happens, write it down. Something horrible happens, write it down. Something interesting, whatever, write it down. The 3rd thing is to index those stories. So how does that story make you feel? How does it make the audience feel? Is it a funny story, scary story, uplifting, inspiring story, yada, yada, whatever? And then you basically just have a toolbox. You have a box of stories, and you're like, I want to tell a funny story right now. Pull one out, I have one. I want to tell an inspirational story. Boom, you got one. We all have these stories. We all have hilarious stories, inspirational stories to tell. They just don't come to mind immediately. Like, if you think about it, when you're sitting around a fire,
the old campfire
you're not
stories.
prepared. It's just something sparks an idea in your head, and you're like, oh, this kind of reminds me of this story, and then you start telling it. But if you have them, then you're just a machine.